Oh, wow. So, I can't believe the sun is shining. Yay! I'm so excited. So we haven't had sun in a couple of days. It has been rainy. It's been cold, windy, and sunny. And we've gotten like all this weather in a couple of days. And spring is next week, and it doesn't feel like spring anymore right now. So I was wanting to do these videos outside, guys. I love doing videos outside. And I was actually thinking about doing that yesterday, but yesterday was so windy, so cold, and we had like all kinds of things going on. So I wasn't able to record, because a lot of the times I like to sometimes pre-record my videos, but I thought since being Friday, I'll just go ahead and do it today, because I promised you guys this time it would be on Friday, and I'm hoping that this comes through okay, because Facebook has been having like weird problems all week. So I don't know what that's about, but anyway, guys, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you can join me today. I am drinking my coffee once again. More like a caramel, I don't know if it's a caramel macchiato, kind of, sort of. I put all kinds of flavorings in coffee because, well, I love it. So I am drinking my coffee today. I hope you guys, whatever you're drinking today, if you're having tea, coffee, water, juice, maybe wine, I don't know, whatever floats your boat. So welcome, guys. And today I'm going to be actually doing this, I know next week for sure. I'm getting my husband on here, and I told you guys I was going to do that. But this week, I kind of thought it would be interesting to just have this conversation. This is more talking about sensuality. And I thought, you know, a lot of people really don't talk about that so much, and they relate it to other things. And most people think, you know, sensuality is more of a during more intimate times in people's lives, but when I talk about sensuality, and it came to me a while back when I was listening to a couple of podcasts, and it is so true. With the way life is so fast-paced anymore, we're busy doing all these things, or doing all the things, you know, and we don't take time to really be sensual. And what I mean by that is taking time to slow yourself down, taking time to actually feel what you're doing, okay?
Not just smell the roses, but feel them. Not the thorns, the roses.
No, not the thorns, yeah. And, you know, usually, women are usually more sensual than men, and that's not, you know, I'm not saying that to be a bad thing, but typically a woman is more sensual in those, but it's, you know, on the same token, we kind of gotten out of that. People in society have gotten out of actually feeling life, right? And that's really what sensuality is. Your senses, taking all your senses and feeling things, you know, feeling what's going on. And like, you know,
feeling the wind.
Yeah. Well, yesterday, oh my gosh, you felt the wind, all right. It might blowing us over.
You had no choice yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. Oh my gosh, guys, it was just horrible. But yeah, just like feeling the breeze on your face. You know, you're drinking coffee or whatever you're drinking. We tend to get up in the mornings, make our coffee, just fly out the door, or whatever we're doing, kind of gulp it down as we go. And, you know, one thing I've been trying to consciously do is slow down. So, like, you know, when you're having your food, because we also tend to see as people, we're on the go all the time. People skip breakfast, they go get a McDonald's McMuffin, or they go get some fast food, and they're just like to get it down and then get on their way, right? They're not taking, although, no offense to McDonald's, but I don't think I'd really want to slowly taste McDonald's. Sorry, but yeah. I'm not... McDonald's just don't float my boat. But you know what I mean, is we just gulp down our food. We to get in a hurry, we're doing things, and we don't take time to taste our food. We don't take time to just chew our food and slowly taste what it's tasting like in our mouths, what it feels like on our tongue. We don't do that. I mean, people just are so fast-paced. And that's really what sensuality is, getting everything involved. Like what I love to do, and especially if I'm in the mountains, okay, because, I'm a nature buff. I love nature. I love being out in it, although lately, I haven't had a chance to do much, but as far as that goes. But I mean, what I love to do is go outside in nature, and even anywhere, even in your own even in your own, yard or whatever. It's just stand outside for a moment and just breathe in the air, and just deeply breathe in the air slowly, and then slowly breathe out, and feel the air going in your lungs. Feel that life coming up in your breath and in your lungs and just giving you life. Those are the kind of things, and it seems like cliche, okay? People think, oh, well, that's just cliche. But what I found is a lot of cliches are actually true if you really think about them and really practice them. Practicing sensuality takes a conscious effort. I mean, I admit when I was a kid, when I was a child, a girl, I wasn't in that rush mode. I didn't have like an adult now. We have this tendency that I didn't have that. I was a kid. I was always in touch with all my senses. I was always in touch with things around me. Sounds around me, birds singing, the air, what I was doing at the time. I would go out and, like, the grass, for example. This is a really good example. Is out in the grass, I would take my shoes off and run barefooted in the grass, and I just feel the grass. It felt so good on my feet. It was a hot day. The grass felt so cool on my feet. It felt like, just amazing, right? The sprinklers would come on, and I would run through them on a hot day, and the water coming on you, the feel of the grass, and you just take in that whole experience. And I used to do that all the time. I was the type of child who would run around. I'd do cartwheels. I was always active. And, I'm very active as an adult, but I've noticed growing up and all those years of, just life happening, I've had for a while a tendency to, and I have said this before, operate on autopilot, right? Where we just go through our day, do the things we got to do, don't take time to really feel life, And so we kind of have a tendency as we grow older and get into an adulthood and get in our lives, we kind of lose that. And I don't really want to say lose it, but
we lose touch with it.
Yes, we lose touch with it. So that is one thing that I think for all of us we need to start bringing back is the sensuality of things. Like, another good thing is just quiet. We have so much noise in our lives. I mean, I was thinking about this the other night, as a matter of fact, last night, because I had one of those days yesterday where it was just running around, where, a couple of things had taken place with my mom and a couple of things we had to fix, unexpected things that happened. And, you get home and then it's like, okay, you got to take some quiet time. Because, we're working. We, as entrepreneurs, we work. And then we're always plugged into, like, something, right? And that's everybody. You see people always on their phones. You see people plugged into their phones. You see them on headsets, on their computers. I mean, it's always noise, right? It's always noise in our head. We never give ourselves a chance to just be and just, have that quiet time to where you can feel your brain. Again, this is another sensuality exercise where you turn off your computer or get away from your computer, put your phone down. Don't even, have the TV off. Don't have your YouTube playing or whatever you're doing. And just be. I mean, we're so used to having all these electronics around us 24/7, right? I mean, you can relate totally. And it's a habit. It's like an addictive habit. I mean, even though our business is online and we do use our computers like crazy and the internet like crazy, but we got to take that time to just kind of just let your mind be there and have that quiet moment and just feel your body. And this is why one of the reasons I think for me that I took up yoga in the evenings is to not only stretch, because it's good to stretch our bodies, but also to have that time where you can just clear your mind and not have it so busy with everything. And if you do that and to kind of focus and breathe, you feel your body, you feel your heartbeat, you feel your breathing, you feel you, right? It's not like you're numb, because I think we have a tendency sometimes to get numb in a way where, and for women, I think we're, by nature, we're more sensual beings. So we're naturally have all that there. And guys do too, but it's more of a natural thing for women to be more sensual. But it can be lost, or not lost, but we can also get out of touch with that and get on autopilot. And
we end up with so much going on that we ignore it. Basically, it's there and it's taken for granted.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
we push it aside, thinking, "Oh, it's not important."
Now, you can always move into doing exercises to bring that back.
Yeah,
and the exercises are easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
Find something, a piece of cloth, the cloth of your chair, something like that, and just start running your hand along the cloth.
Yeah,
just go slow, not fast. You're not. It's not like a puppy you're petting just to get it over with.
Yeah.
Run your hand slow. Feel all the grooves, the changes, everything. Familiarize yourself with that. Just go slowly and build a familiarization.
And let your fingers feel.
Just let your fingers feel all the little grooves and little hairs or
the
fibers sticking out. There it is, fibers. The fibers sticking out, the creases, all of that. All right, you could do that with a blanket.
Those
nice
soft cushy blankets for
a soft fluffy blanket or something of that nature. Run your hand along it. Feel the cloth. Feel the differences in it. Run your hand back the other way and notice that let yourself experience, hey, the sensation's different this way than the other way. And it's basically a retraining of your senses.
It seems weird, and it seems like, oh, well, that's stupid. Why would I waste my time doing that? A lot of people think, well, that's kind of dumb. But, it is true. That is the easiest way to really get yourself back in touch with your senses. Your taste, your smell, your feel, all of our senses work together. And when we suppress those, or we get so busy that we, ignore them, we have a tendency to just not, we have a tendency, like I said, just to go full autopilot and just not really even think about anything. We don't let ourselves just
notice anything.
Yeah, like what I love to do, and this is interesting because, of course, and everyone's different. I'm not saying there's a right or wrong here. Everybody is going to take this a different way. But for me, like whenever I go places, and it can be in town. I mean, it can be going to the store. It could be a trip to my mom's. It could be a trip out just to drive, running errands or whatever. And I actually look out the window and I look at the trees and I look at the sky and I feel what, I kind of involve because part of our senses is our sight.
She looks around when she's not driving, by the way.
Yeah. Well, when I'm driving, I'm also a backseat driver, so even though I'm looking around, I'm still watching traffic. But, a part of our senses is our sight. And if we don't take mind our surroundings, what's around us, because I know people that, like, when we travel somewhere and we're on the road traveling for a bit of a good distance of time, I love to do that. I love to just look out the window, look at the scenery, take it all in, feel the experience. And they're like, even on a plane, I do the same thing. I'll be out like a child. I'm like a child in a candy store on a plane. I have to have the window seat. Okay, literally. And I'll be like, oh, wow, look at that. Oh, wow, look at that. And I involve my whole senses in the experience of the plane flight, where some people are sitting there with their books going, yeah, shut their windows, and they want nothing to do with it. And that's fine. You know, that's whatever they want to do. But for me, I love doing that. And it's hard. Like, I know people that when we travel, they'll sit there and read a book, and they'll look down the whole time and read and not even look up and notice what's going on. Notice the sky. Notice the beauty in little things. And so I think that's a good, you know, we should really, I mean, I'm not saying when you're driving now, you don't take your eyes off the road and go, oh, look at that cool tree over there, because you'll be in the tree. You know, I mean, you know, you want to concentrate on your driving. But when you're driving, you know, we still look around to what's surrounding, you know, around us, what cars are around us, and just take, you know, just be conscious of that. Is all I'm saying. Is to be conscious.
Slow your driving down to the actual speed limit, and that'll give you time to actually glance at a couple more items.
You want me to go the speed limit? Guys, I'm sorry. I have a bad lead foot. Okay. I didn't. When we were driving, I drove the other day, and I love driving our truck. It's just one of those things. I love it, right? So I was driving, and I was on the freeway, and I was just like, yeah, this is so cool. And I'm coming on the downhill, because we were going up this hill, and then we come down, and I look at this. Toby's like, watch your speed. And I was looking at it. It was like almost 90 in a 75? Yeah. So I have a terrible lead foot, guys, so I really have to be mindful when I'm driving, you know, so. But anyway, yeah. Go the speed limit, be careful.
Well, when you slow down to the actual speed limit, like I said, you have extra time to glance around.
Yeah. But, you know, and that's part of the sensuality aspect. That's part of, and like if you're in the shower.
Well, even while you're driving, you can feel the vibrations of the road. You can feel the vibrations of the car. And it's a totally different experience all of a sudden. You know, rather than just sitting there.
And just drive.
And just trying to get where you're going.
I gotta get here, I gotta get to plan, you know. And that just really causes more stress. But if you do that, it'll actually, believe it or not, guys, when you start getting back in touch with your senses and noticing things, you're going to start feeling less stress. Your body's going to start slowly changing, and you won't even notice it at first. You'll be like, okay, yeah, this is silly. But then if you're consistent with it, you'll notice yourself just overall starting to really change and feel different about things. And I think another one is like when you're in the shower. I have a tendency sometimes when I'm in the shower to just get in, get out, and get done. You know, I get into this like, okay, let's just get crap done. And then I have to consciously tell myself, you have the shower coming on you, it's warm water, you know, and I like to sometimes close my eyes and just pretend like I'm in this warm light, you know, and just feel the water coming on your skin, the beads of water just falling on you. You know, when you're soaping up in the shower, just feel like how the soap feels on your skin. What does it feel like? You know, and stuff like that, just little things like that will get you back in touch with yourself. I think, you know, with your sensuality. And you'll notice too, it'll carry over to like your business, like for being, when you're doing your emails or when you're doing your marketing or whatever you're doing for your business, you're going to notice that too, that you're going to feel the experience of getting into the experience of writing your emails or whatever. And you're going to be more in touch with your senses. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to start, your creativity, guys, will actually start coming out better. You'll be amazed at what it really does. Just little things like that.
Well, it's the process of actually living in your body.
Yeah, which most people don't really want to do or don't do anymore.
Well, it's not that they don't want to do. They're so busy that trying to experience life, they lose touch with living it. Okay? And not living it as in, you know, doing what needs to be done. I'm talking living it as in actually experiencing your body, experiencing what's going on around you.
Yeah.
Experiencing how the sand feels on your feet. Experiencing that breeze that as it blows, it doesn't even have to blow through your hair. It can blow through your fingers or whatever, how it feels at that time. Your body's senses tell you so much. You're walking along, if you're caught up in all the other crap around you, when you step down, you don't feel that nail until it's already in your foot.
Oh my gosh.
You're in touch with your senses.
Yeah.
Then as you start to step down, you notice something's wrong with the shoe. You feel something there. So you have a tendency to, whoa, wait, what's that? Okay, so you have a higher awareness of what's going on. Building up your senses like this will help you notice things with your vision. Notice things around you. This is all still part of the process of living. Mm-hmm. It's all part of the process of actually being happy with yourself also. Regardless of weight, regardless of looks, regardless of anything. This is part of being happy with yourself.
Yeah. And, like I said, kids, a lot of kids, well, I know when I was a kid, I don't know about kids nowadays, but I know when I was a kid, I didn't have any of those problems. I didn't have that problem of just operating on autopilot, because as kids, our minds are different, right? We think different. We experience life. And then as we get older, we experience life and experience the things that happen to us and how they make us feel and what we do. We get caught up too much in it and emotionally invested too much in it. We let it affect us and we get stressed, and we just, it's totally different. And so I think you got to train it is a training process. You got to train your mind. You got to train your body to get back into being sensual with yourself, okay? And I know that sounds a little kinky in a way, but we're not meaning it in that type of way. It's just you want to have that experience of life. Because your breath, every day you breathe, we don't think about it. We take it for granted. Our hearts are beating all the time. We're breathing all the time. Our body is constantly moving and working. And we take it for granted that we have another day and our hearts are beating. And I've noticed that before. I will notice, like when I'm doing my yoga, I'll be on the floor and I'll be doing my stretching and I'll notice my heart beating. I'll feel it. I'll be like, you can feel it. And then I feel my lungs just fill with air. When I breathe in, I just feel the air coming in my lungs. And when you think about it like that, it feels really good. You start feeling differently about it. Mm-hmm. So, and that's really what all it is. That's all it is. And I mean, I don't know if you have anything else,
Well, once you're in touch with your body and that, there's a de-stressing technique with breathing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That if you, once you get good at it, it's really easy to let go of stressors, things that are stressing you at that moment, and clear your head. Once you're in touch with it. If you're not in touch with it, all you're going to do is hyperventilate. But
that's not good.
Once you're in touch with your senses, then, and like I said, the exercises of just touching cloth and feeling differences, dogs always love to be petted, so you can, feel the fur and see the differences.
I was actually going to just say that, or a cat,
Once you get in touch with all of that, and a little exercise is, right as you're building up this stress, close your eyes, take a slow, deep breath in, and then when you blow out, slowly through your mouth, in through your nose, out through your mouth. As you breathe out slowly through your mouth, picture all of those stressors getting washed away in water. Just getting washed away in this flood of water as you're breathing out. And now they're washed away, and they're not stressing you anymore.
And see, I just did that when you were saying that. I was picturing that. And, that you notice even just that few seconds, and I don't particularly feel really stressed today, but, I mean, just by doing that little bit, all of a sudden you just feel a little, like, more, a little more relieved, a little more peaceful.
Yeah, it sounds funny and a little bit mean, but say a certain person's stressing you out and you breathe out, and you just watch them getting washed away by water, Yeah, okay, are you stressed out with them anymore?
No.
Think about it, Yeah. The couch is stressing you out. You just picture it floating away down the water as you breathe out.
And
how is it going to stress you out anymore with a picture like that going through your brain?
Yeah, and I think that'd be another good, that would be another good episode to do, guys. And I've done this. I've done similar things. If you listen to my Big Tip Fridays, I've had some stuff about that, and I did some breathing exercises. But I think that would be maybe another good episode to have, a conversation about, is some breathing, some very, very simple breathing exercises to get back in touch with that. And I think we can do that, like maybe add it on another.
But honestly, covering going over this sensuality ties so much into those breathing exercises.
It does. It really does.
That it's almost mandatory that you learn this sensuality, actually getting in touch with your physical senses. Feel how your body feels, when you inhale, when you exhale, how your body feels as it walks, just getting in touch with all of that makes these breathing exercises so much more powerful, so much stronger.
Yeah, it does. It does. And now, that might be, I think maybe next week, we might want to go through a couple of things. And I promise, guys, actually, that, I think maybe we could do a couple of those as a demonstration, like for next week, because we don't want to have like too long of a thing here and then going, excuse me. Oh, wow.
Or get choked to death.
Yeah. Oh, I've been having some allergies the last couple of weeks because we've had pollens like crazy here. But, I mean, I think that's a good thing. Maybe we could do next week, guys, is show you a couple of simple breathing techniques and continue on maybe this conversation with that sensuality involved with it. So, I think this week, try it out, guys. Really, do it experience it for yourself. Just very little things. And try to consciously, as you're going about your week, doing your work or whatever you're doing, just take in a couple of those, breathing and just noticing things and feeling what your body's feeling like. Well, and do that.
And if you're going to be self-conscious doing something like that while you're out and about or at work or something like that, find you a nice little neighborhood-friendly rock. Pick it up and put it in your pocket. And feel it. Feel all the little crevices, all the little holes. It's still part of it.
Yeah, because if you feel weird at work and you're grabbing a pillow or you're grabbing something and you're over here all like, interesting. And people are walking by looking at you going, what the heck is wrong with you? Or, you're over here and you're like,
playing with your
shirt.
Just
like playing with your shirt. You might get a couple of weird stares.
Well,
but I mean,
and we're not saying not to do it.
Yeah, it's just if you feel weird about it, if you feel strange, all of a sudden people are looking at you going, what are you doing? And you go, oh, get in touch with my sensuality. They're going to look at you going, what? People, because we're not in tune.
Send them to the video at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Let them know about this video and show them about how to get in touch with their sensuality. But yeah, really, I think, we should do that. So I think right now, guys, unless there's anything else, I think we're pretty good on it. Just, like I said, be mindful of this stuff. And it will help you, and you'd be surprised the benefits that you'll get from just noticing things, right? So I think with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close out. I hope you guys have enjoyed another conversation video here. I know I do. We love giving these videos and giving this information to you guys to help you with your mindset, help you with living your life and working your business. So you guys have a really good week. I'm going to enjoy slowly the rest of my coffee. And I will talk to you guys next week. Make it a great weekend and take care, everybody. Bye-bye.